My name is Tyler, and like many car guys, I let my project car die. This series is going to be about hopefully finishing it. My work schedule recently changed. I no longer have to get up at 5 in the morning to get to work, but I want to continue to do so. And instead, I'm going to come out here before work every day, hopefully every day, and work on this car. That gives me about an hour, give or take 15 minutes, depending on cleanup and other things. So hopefully you stick with me. Hopefully I stick with it, and we get this 1992 Suzuki Swift GT project car finished. It's been sitting currently for 6 months, but the project's been ongoing for about 2 years now. So let's see how long it takes, an hour a day. The rain has been off and on today, and I have a steel garage, so rain gets pretty loud in here, even with the insulation. Picks up really well on the microphone, of course, even though it's actually not that loud in person. Anyways, I guess we'll show you the garage first, because I just started talking about it. It's a mess in here, as you can see. There's a pile of metal shavings that have been there for I don't know how long. Bunch of metal shavings here, tools everywhere, tools out here, tools here on my workbench with tons and tons of metal shavings and cut off pieces, and that just flows onto the floor here. Many new tools that I have yet to put away. Old tools that I have yet to put away, prototypes for things that are sitting out, parts of my engine build that's right there, packages of stuff that I've gotten that's just everywhere, car parts that are waiting to get put in, big pile of them there. More car parts, bunch of tools that I just throw here for the quick projects that I need to use them on, and they need to be put away. More parts and wood that needs to be sorted, thrown out, something. More tools, stuff that needs to be scrapped, stuff that needs to be thrown away, stuff that needs to be put away on the shelves that I have that are mostly empty, and stuff needs to go on them. More packing stuff. So yeah, just an absolute mess in here. Most of my tools are out and not even put away. So that's the first thing you need to do, I think, because when you're working with limited time, like an hour every morning, I think that being clean is really important to your efficiency. So that's one of the first things we're going to start with, getting this garage cleaned up. But before we do that, let me talk about the project car. This is my, well, this is kind of a hodgepodge of two cars. I had an 89 Swift GT, Suzuki Swift GT, and I had a 94 Suzuki Swift GT and a 92 Suzuki Swift GT, and this is multiple parts from that, plus other cars, and you know how these custom things go. I wish I would have started recording this project from the beginning. At some point in time, I had this on a rotisserie, which is right over here. I made out of wood, sitting back here. It worked really good. I can show some pictures of that. But I had this thing on a rotisserie, and I repaired a little bit of rust that was underneath. Painted the entire underside of it, painted the engine bay, as you can see, and I plan on carrying that forward to the rest of the vehicle. The floor is already painted in there. That was part of the repairing the floor that was rusted. But I like to do my builds a certain way. I don't like them to look super professional. I guess I the best way I can explain it is that I like them to look period correct. I want this to look like a 89, 92, 94, whatever it is, Suzuki Swift GT that is somewhat of the era, that just looks like it's been really well cared for its entire life. So nothing gets super restored, you know, beyond what maybe it would have looked like from the factory, but being 30 years old and just well maintained. So you can see things like the wiper motor. It's not brand new, it's just nice and clean. Same for the MAF. The steering rack's not new, it's just been kind of cleaned up and painted, and there's many components on this that are like that, and one of those is the engine. So this hasn't been rebuilt. I cleaned it up, I re-gasketed it, new water pump, some things have been cleaned and painted. You know, it's the cams are off, getting ground right now. It's got a manifold that I made myself. So I just try and I go for a certain look. I don't like it to be super pristine and restored, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't look nice. There's some really nice brake upgrade on here and some coilovers. So these are some custom camber and caster top mounts that I made. So like I said, the interior has been painted, the floor has been, but and it does need an interior which I do have, and the outside needs cleaned and painted, and still a little bit of rust right here that someone else tried to fix once, where the door hinges go, and that I need to fix as well. And got some rear camber plates that I made with some coilovers and some nice suspension. So, and you can see the underside is actually quite nice. So that's plan on carrying that out to the rest of it, making the rest of it look that nice. And that's my project car. 1992 Suzuki Swift GT. If you don't know a whole lot about these, they are based off of the Geo Metro, or rather the Geo Metro was based off of them. The GTs came with this 1.3 liter dual overhead cam engine, making 100 horsepower, naturally aspirated, all forged internals, so you can push them pretty hard. I think that kind of the safe max on these is about 300, 350. There are guys pushing over 400 horsepower. I don't know if I would consider that a safe amount of horsepower, but it can be done, has been done. Doesn't look like much now, but they're good looking engines when they're done. I can throw a picture up of those as well. I've actually had another one of these in my Suzuki Samurai that I boosted, so I can even show you a picture of that. But yeah, so these the Geo Metros are based off of these. They came with much less features. They came with a 3-cylinder engine that they're well known for, getting 50 miles per gallon. I've had one of those as well. It was awesome getting the fuel mileage, but it's also awesome getting the power out of the special engine here. These also came with rear disc brakes, front and rear sway bars, and some really nice Recaro seats which are buried under there. But yeah, it's a cool little car, and I can't wait to show you the whole build, because I think they're cool, and they're not well known, and I like to do things a little bit differently. There's not a whole lot of parts for these, so a lot of stuff gets made. The coilovers on this are custom built. You saw the strut mounts are custom built. little custom built cold air intake, manifold I said I made. So it's got like a Subaru master cylinder on it. It's got some cool stuff, and I'll go over more of that through this build, and I'll kind of try and talk about some of the stuff that's been done already as we come across it a little more. But I think this is a good point to start on this Swift. As you can see, it has no doors on it. They're out in the shed, and it has no hatch on it. It's out in the shed. Those are all things that need to be reaffixed to this. So it's got some work to do on it, and I really hope that an hour a day gets this done. There's a lot of stuff that is small that I think I need to be organized about, and I need to write down. If all I've got is an hour a day, I think I need to write down and plan the things I want to do in the order I want to do them, so that there's no loss of time just deciding what to do next, or what can be done before another thing. So I'll go over that process as well, and hopefully for myself and for others, this shows that, you know, all you really need is you can't let the project get stagnant. That's what I've done, and I'm ready to stop that now. So I want to show others that you just got to get out of that. You got to start with something. I do think that this hour a day is going to evolve into much more as kind of the excitement of the project comes back to me and things start moving along. I think that I'm going to want to make a lot more progress than even an hour a day, if I can. One of the things that really stopped this build is that I actually had this engine and transmission in this not that long ago, and things were really moving along, and I found out that the transmission that I had built had some internal problems. Alright, so it should be in neutral right now. Feels like it's in neutral. So this should be fourth. It's nice and locked in there. If I go straight back, it should be third. We've got neutral again. When I pull back, it's like it doesn't have the detent to stay in place or something. Just wants to fall right out. So if I go for what I believe would be first, it won't stay in. Not sure what would be causing that. Goes into all the other gears. Fine, there's third. This is reverse, I believe. Oh no, that's reverse actually. So back in neutral. And it forced me to pull the engine and transmission back out, and things kind of spiral out of control there. I had it out again, and I had decided that I really don't want to have it out again anytime soon. So I decided to spend a little extra money and have the cams done. And I had I ended up getting another transmission built with better stuff. I had a LSD that I purchased for it. It's got close ratio gears in it, and these are all things that I think will make me a lot happier with the car, and I'll be happy once they're in again. That is, the transmission and the cams will be here really soon, and that can go back in, and I think that will really kickstart my passion for the car again. So stay tuned with me. Like I said, gonna clean the garage today. Maybe I'll do a little time lapse of that. I don't know. We'll see if it works. And hopefully I get better at these videos as time goes too. Yeah, that's all I can think of today. So if you're gonna stick with this, I really appreciate it. and I look forward to doing this all with you. Thanks. Alright, so this is day 2. Just before this, you probably saw me giving you a tour of the garage and how much of a mess it was, really. It looks a lot better today. I didn't get it all finished yesterday in the time that I had, but I got most of it done. There's only just small things that need to be cleaned up, which I can do here and there. It's not a big deal. I did actually, after work, just because the morning went so well with cleanup, that after work I actually wanted to work a little bit more. So I actually did, it wasn't much, it was only like 15 minutes more of cleaning. I just swept a little bit and wiped some things down. So, but I think that that's already a good sign of things to come, and wanting to continue to work on this. So I think that sometimes you just got to get started. You just got to start it, even if it's the smallest thing. So anyways, this is day 2. One of the things that I think I'm going to start on is I've had braided brake lines for probably 6 months as well, and they've just been sitting here, and they need to go on the car. So this is going to lead to kind of a slightly bigger project, which is the front calipers. I need to paint those. The rears I got done, but the fronts I never did. So we're going to do that at the same time. And does it need to get done right now? No. Calipers, painting those is not that important, but it's what we're going to do. It's just to get started, just to have fun with it. So let's get started. Okay, I've never done a YouTube video series, anything before. I don't even like taking selfies or pictures really in general. So you're gonna have to bear with me while I learn. One thing I noticed is I keep looking here, and I need to be looking there at the actual camera. So we're gonna see if I can remember that. See, I already looked away. To get started on this, going to jack up the rear of the vehicle. This has a nice little toe point there that I like to use to jack up. There is also a spot right there that you can jack up. Just depends. You can see the calipers are already red back here. Let's go and see them from here. Yeah. So we're gonna do the same thing to the front. I don't think that I need to take the wheels off to do this. It'd probably make it a lot easier. So we'll see what I end up doing. All right, I decided to take the wheel off. It's just gonna make it a lot easier. I don't want to fight with it this morning right before work. These are the factory rear brakes on the GT. The Geo Metro's got drum brakes, so this is a nice little upgrade on these. Independent rear suspension on these. They had a rear sway bar that they added for the GT models. The only thing I really changed in the back is, well, you can see the coilovers. These are also like some aluminum adjustable tie rods. I hate it when people do that in YouTube, point at things. I'll try not to do that because I hate it so much. I don't really know if there's another way to do it, but it irritates me. Anyways, these are, I think, Acura TL studs to get some extra length for aluminum wheels. Factory ones are so tiny. And not only that, but I think they're typically 10 mil, whereas these are 12 mil. Well, I think all the GTs got 12 mil studs, but they're definitely longer. They fit aluminum wheels. Speaking of wheels, these aren't anything special. I think these are Pep Boys was running a sale on wheels, and I think every Geo Metro owner went out and bought a set of these when they were on sale. I think they look nice. They're obviously not super lightweight or anything compared to what high-end wheels you can get, but they look nice and they were a good price. I think the offset is perfect for this car. I had some 15-inch OZ Rally wheels from a Lancer on here. They look really good. They're really well made, but I think the offset for them wasn't quite right. These fit a lot better, and they're 14s, which I think is going to be fun to use instead of 15s, especially because these fit really well with the front brake upgrade that's using larger calipers. So I just think it's fun to run a 14, which is the factory wheel size. We'll see if I can stick with that, if I can find a good tire that will provide me plenty of grip and the size that I need in a 14. Alright, so I don't even know if these brake lines fit. I've had them for so long. I never even tried them. I had some good ridges on order before, but they were on back order and they took forever to get. I ended up canceling the order because I didn't think I was ever going to get them. So we'll see if these even fit. One thing I got to do is, these normally fasten to the factory tie rods, the brake line does, and you can see that there's no provision for that. I made a little bracket for the front of these coilovers that holds the brake line up there. I have an extra one that I got. I wanted to see if I could use that on this tie rod. So we're going to give that a shot as well and see if I can't make something work for some sort of fastener for the brake lines. Yeah, so it needs to go like right there, and then goes right there. They look like they'll fit. Let me go grab that bracket and see if I can make it work as well. I'm gonna get some brake hose clips as well. Okay, so here's the brake line bracket thingies. Had these made out of stainless steel. They are designed to use Norma clamps to hold them in place. I think, yeah, Norma clamps to hold in place. I don't have any currently. They're the correct size for the tie rod. So until I get some, I'm going to use some zip ties temporarily. Yes, really temporarily, zip ties. I'm not going to leave them on there. I do have these breeze clamps, but they, for some reason, I designed them to not work with them. The hole that the clamp goes through is too small for like a normal hose clamp. So normal clamps, gotta go get one that's the right size, but for now I'm gonna use zip ties. Okay, so these fit pretty good, it seems like. Yeah, I really like the way that those look. However, where this brake tab is supposed to go, it was like supposed to be like, you know, somewhere right here. That's where the factory one was. This is in a little bit of a different spot, and also I don't know why, but I was thinking it went this way and not this way like it does. So I need to make a small modification to these brackets, which isn't hard to do. So I'm going to show you that real quick here. Oh yeah. Use this as a chance to show you real quick that the garage is pretty dang clean, I think, compared to the way that it was. There's a big pile of trash here. I couldn't even walk this way. There's still a big pile of trash there. I will get to that. Anyways. So, just got that bracket in a vise here. I'm just going to bend it and add like a channel here so that we can put the hose clamp that way instead. So all right, let me see if I can reposition that and bend it a little bit more. Okay, so that's how it's currently sitting with the zip tie. I added a little channel in there for the hose clamp. Well, the zip tie right now, but what will be the hose clamp. I'm wondering if I like that. Don't think I do. So I'm going to think about that today and see what I want to do to change that, if I want to change it, or if I just want to not run this tab at all. I don't think it's going to be an issue. There's actually quite a bit less slack in this line, and a little more rigidity than there was in the original rubber lines. So I don't think there's going to be any issues with it hanging there. It's not even really hanging. It is connected at 2 points. So I'll just think about it today and see if I want to make a change to it. You know, this does have to be adjustable, so I can't just zip it right into the bar or make a tab that isn't removable, because it does need to be adjusted. I guess you really just need to set it once, and hopefully that's right. And it doesn't need to be changed after that, but we want some flexibility. Factory ones were not adjustable, so that's why I had a fixed tab on it. So that's our hour for today. I know that all we really got was this one brake line, but I think that that's good. I'm actually excited to work on this again tomorrow, or if I even have a little bit of time after work today. I'm actually hoping that I do, so that I can work on this. So that's already a good sign. Anyways, I will start this video again tomorrow in the morning, and we'll see what else we can get done. The other side I think will go much quicker, since I kind of know what to expect on this side. I'll probably talk less because you don't need to see both sides done, and then we'll move on to the front. So I do think that I'm going to be able to get a lot more done tomorrow as well. Alright guys, just got done editing the video and it's at 30 minutes, so that's it for this episode. I'll keep on with day 3, 4, 5, try and compress it into something reasonable, and also try and talk less so we get more good content in there. So thank you.